Welcome back to Duckman Cycles and VW Garage. I'm your host, the Duckman. A couple years ago, I got a free chainsaw from a friend of mine, and you might have seen it on the floor here in my garage, but it's been sitting around for just years. And for years before that, he couldn't get it to run. And he's kind of a guy with some little small arms. He doesn't have the Duckman arms, nor the Duckman size nor strength. He used to be my roommate. He had trouble starting my lawnmower that I used to have, but I gotta admit, that lawnmower took every ounce of strength that I had just to get it started. That thing was a piece of shit. But it's long since gone, and I've since replaced it, and he gave me this chainsaw. Now, I have seen this thing run years ago. In fact, I used it to chop up some logs something like 5 or 6 years ago, but he gave it to me sometime after that, and like I said, I've just been kicking it around. So, free chainsaw to me. It's a Husqvarna 350. It's not a piece of crap by any means. This actually is a good brand, and we're going to see if we can get it running today. I'm going to try to just set up the camera and just let it record from start to finish with a few to little edits and just run right through it and just see what happens. I've seen some of the other YouTubers that do the same kind of stuff do exactly that, and you make it a long video out of this, or I don't know, maybe it'll be a 5-minute repair. I mean, we're not knowing what we're actually going to see. Actually, just before I got started, I was trying to pull on the cord, and it was stuck. It wouldn't even turn over at all. So, well, we're going to investigate and see what we can do to get started. As I said, he was trying to pull his little arm off and he couldn't get it going, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. There it is. Please like, comment, subscribe, pluck the dingle belly. Don't forget to join Duckman Cycles up on the Facebook group page, and if you'd like to email me, duckmancycles@duckshit.net. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Here comes that intro. Okay, let's see what we've got here. It's a Husqvarna 350. It is a 2-stroke. So it had a nice ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. It made a whole lot of smoke. I really don't have any idea what we're getting into here. Well, let's start with the fuel. Looking for wrenches, and I'm in all the wrong drawers. This is a new toolbox to me also. A friend of mine gave this to me a couple years ago, and because it sits behind Eleanor in such a hard-to-reach place, I really don't go into it a whole lot. So I don't even know where everything is inside of it all the time. Yeah, look at that. I don't have any pliers in there that I need to get that thing open. Well, you know what? Without pliers, let's see if I can open it up here. Hey, what do you know? Didn't even need pliers on it. And it's got a little bit of gas in there. It don't smell too good, though. Alright, let's get an oil pan and dump that out. And it looks like there wasn't a whole lot in there, but it is a chainsaw engine, so the tanks on them are only a few ounces anyway. Alright. That put aside there. Yeah, it don't smell too good. It don't smell too bad either, really. Considering that's been sitting in there for years. Here's our bar oil. And actually, the bar oil is nice and clean. And it's nearly filled to the top. We're going to seal that up and leave that alone. Okay. Well, it budged a little bit. Yeah, it's turning a little. Let's pull the spark plug out and start up there. You might have to let this engine soak with a little bit of lube down inside the piston. Being that it's a 2-stroke, there's only 2 things that could be stuck. It's either the piston or it's the crank. Alright, we've got 3 screws here. I think that's all I have. Yeah, it is all I have to take off. There's the spark plug right there. Oh, that's your air filter. How about that? That's spotless. That thing is clean. Wow. I think this thing has very, very low hours on it. Very low hours. It's just kind of been sitting for a long time. Alright, spark plug wire. Okay. That looks like it's a 19 millimeter-ish spark plug. I think that's a 19. Yep. Yep. Well, that looks pretty typical for a two-stroke. Kind of sooty, kind of black, kind of greasy looking. Not too out of the ordinary for a two-stroke, not at all. Yeah, that burned a lot of the greasy substance off. That usually does a pretty good job. Not everybody I know does that. Some people like to heat them up red hot. I don't like to do that. I just like to get them hot enough that whatever's on there comes off. And that seemed to do the trick. Fire polishing. Okay, with that out, can I turn it with no compression? How am I going to hold this? Well, yeah, it is turning now. Feels a little stiff though. Let me find some lube to spray in there. A little pea blaster ought to do the trick. Doesn't need a whole lot. And when it starts up, it's going to make a lot of smoke. Now, what I probably should do is let it soak overnight, especially since it's been acting like it's been stuck here, but it's all going to come out the exhaust now anyway. Actually, it's feeling a lot better already. I guess it was just dry seized. I don't think it was actually rusted or corroded. I think it was gummy, which is very common with two-strokes. That oily residue that gets left behind gets very gummy when it sits. Most oily residues are. If you ever spent any time in a fast food restaurant working on their computers like I do, the oil turns into like chewing gum, and you could stick it in between your fingers, and it makes long strands, and it's gross when oil gets old. That's turning over a lot better. You don't want to pull it too fast because it's going to shoot right out that spark plug hole and all over my clothes. It's me. Alright, I think I've pulled that enough times. Alright, put our spark plug back in there. Ooh, it heat soaked. Heat soaked right up to the top of it from me hitting it with the torch, and now the top of it's hot where it wasn't a moment ago. Okay, snug that sucker back up. Okay, put our wrench back. Let's see what happens with it. Oh yeah, I can feel the compression now. This is going to make a lot of smoke when it starts up because of all that pea blaster I put in there. I better look at where the exhaust is at too, because it's probably going to spray on me. Well, the muffler pipe is definitely in the front here, but I don't know where it exits from. Oh, it looks like it exits from right here. So it's going to blow forward away from me. Good thing. Okay. I guess you can start it without the cover on it, but I think I'd rather leave the cover on because it's going to get hot. You know what? Leave the cover on because the flywheel is also the impeller, which is going to be drawing fresh air into it. I've never worked on one of these before. These are rather interesting. Engines are so small. It'd be neat to build a remote control car or something out of it. That would go like the dickens too. Two-stroke? Ring, ding, 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 ding. We'll probably do highway speeds. Alright, screw this lid back down here. I don't know if this is going to get a spark or if it's going to light off or what. This one hasn't been sitting all that long, so there's a good possibility it might start up kind of easy. It's definitely greasy though from just sitting around the garage and wherever else it was stored before it got to me. I've been kicking this thing across the floor. I think, I said 2 years, but I think it's been more like, let's see, the last time I used it was when I cut down the trees to put my 78 bus in the backyard, and that was September of, I think it was 10 or 11, 12, somewhere in there. My ex was still around at the time. And shortly thereafter, no, shortly there before, I brought home the white beetle, which I've since restored and done all that work on. But let's see what we got here. Ooh, spray. Why is that building up pressure? Alright. I had ready some 32-to-1 ratio gas here. I don't know if that's too much or too little or what, but since we're just going to try to fire it up and see what happens, it ought to be fine. From what I read online, 32-to-1 is probably adequate for this, but nobody actually had a real manual. Wow, that takes a lot more gas than I thought it would. Now, let's not put any more than that in it. That was, geez, almost a quarter of a gallon. That's still got room in there. Okay. I don't think this has a primer bulb on it like a weed whacker or a lawnmower does. No, it doesn't appear so. There is a compression release over here though, and I think you're supposed to pull out on it. And it's out now. And of course, here's your run switch, here's your throttle, and this is your on-off switch over here. And I think the blue one was choke. I think that's the choke. It has a little butterfly lever looking thing on there. That's probably exactly what it is. Okay. Shake it a little bit, and I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but I've seen my grandfather do that when he had a chainsaw when I was a little boy. So I don't know if that actually does anything to prime the engine. Maybe it does. Maybe you're spilling a little bit of fuel out of the carburetor into the engine. Or maybe he mixed the premix right in the tank. I have no idea what he did, but that's something I remember. Okay, our run switch is on. Our choke is pulled out. Our compressor release is out. And I think you're supposed to technically put these on the ground before you try to start them. And I think you're supposed to put your foot on top of it. But I'm neither a small man nor do I like safety. I'm going to leave the bar cover on the end here. Is that on the right way? Yeah, it looks like it's on the right way. And we're just going to try to start it up just like so. Let's see what we got. Turn the camera here a little bit. See if I can embarrass myself on YouTube. I'll be damned. Okay. That was a good sign. I wonder if I should turn the choke off. Yeah, maybe. Shaking it might have put some fuel down in the chamber. I'm smelling what smells like sun lotion. I'm gonna say that was a mighty success, and for the price of real low cheap, you can't beat it. Let's go ahead and have a walk out in the yard and try to cut something up. There's an awful lot of smoke in here and I don't feel like breathing it any. It's kind of odd that the burning pea blaster actually smells like sun lotion. Yuck. Disgusting. Alright, Let's see what we got. Okay, up above me here we have a bunch of tree branches, which I'm really tired of hitting me in the head while I'm cutting lawn. And in the summer months when it rains a lot, and these little pine needles start to grow bigger and thicker, it hangs even lower to the ground, I mean as low as my waist. And I'd like to trim it up a little bit, and I think the best way to do it is going to be with the chainsaw. Or at least to have some fun with it anyway. Alright, see if it starts. First try even. Success. Well, anyway, I gotta say that was a success, and pretty quickly too, I might add. I guess it was just kind of like, you know, after working with the power tool after being put away for the winter, despite it being out for a number of years, and I think it was left outside for some time too. It was stuck, but it got unstuck pretty easily. So anyways, it's running. Like, comment, subscribe, pluck the dingle bell you see down there next to the subscribe button, and don't forget, check out Duckman Cycles VW Garage. That's right, Duckman Cycles VW Garage up on the Facebook group page. duckmancycles@duckshit.net if you'd like to email me, and as always, thanks for watching, you guys, really appreciate it.